You are in your car, traffic hour, after a long day of work. You glance at your dashboard and your temperature gauge is almost on H. You see smoke coming from under the hood. You manage to park to check what's going on. You pop the hood and yes, more smoke, your coolant, or what's left of it is spilling on the ground. But what caused this coolant leak? You're wondering, should you get rid of that car? How much does it cost to fix it? Is it the head gasket? Well, today we're here to help you shed some light on this process, covering each possible issue by identifying where the leak is from so you can make an informed decision on what steps to take moving forward. First, don't panic. You should wait at least 30 minutes for your car to cool down to a temperature where it is safe to inspect it and potentially work on it, just to be on the safe side. Once your car is cool, locate the coolant reservoir under the hood. It is usually a translucent plastic container with markings indicating the minimum and maximum levels of coolant. Ensure that the coolant level is within the recommended range. If it is low, carefully open the reservoir cap and add the appropriate coolant mixture, following the manufacturer's instructions. Be cautious not to spill any coolant on the engine or other components. After adding coolant, securely fasten the reservoir cap. If you don't have any coolant nearby, you can substitute with some water, preferably deionized, until you can reach your repair shop. Again, the radiator cap that might still be hot, so be careful. I recommend that you consult a professional mechanic or someone you know that has some experience in this field, as most of these parts are hard to access or reach. But if you want to figure out which of these parts causes the leak, this video is for you. The idea here is to identify your car's problem yourself, to know about what parts to change if need be. This information can help you when negotiating with your mechanic. You can start by checking your radiator for any signs of damage, such as cracks or leaks. Over time, corrosion or wear and tear can lead to coolant leaks from the radiator. So to spot a leak in the radiator, here are a few key steps to follow. First, visually inspect the radiator for any visible signs of coolant leakage, such as wet spots, stains, or drips. Pay close attention to the radiator fins, seams, and connections. Next, check for any signs of coolant odor, which may indicate a leak. Be sure to monitor the coolant level regularly, as a sudden drop could be a sign of a leak. Additionally, inspect the radiator cap for any visible signs of damage or corrosion. If you notice any of these signs, it's essential to have the radiator inspected and repaired by a qualified mechanic to prevent further issues. Also, inspect the radiator hoses for any visible signs of damage, such as cracks, bulges, or leaks. A deteriorated or worn-out hose can result in coolant leakage. To spot if one of the hoses in your car is leaking, there are a few steps you can take. Start by visually inspecting all the hoses under the hood for any visible signs of damage, such as cracks, bulges, or wet spots. Feel the hoses carefully to check for any soft or mushy areas, which could indicate a leak. Next, run your fingers along the length of each hose to detect any moisture or coolant residue. Be attentive to any coolant odor around the engine compartment or inside the vehicle. If you notice any of these signs, it's crucial to have the hose inspected and replaced if necessary by a professional mechanic to ensure optimal performance and prevent potential breakdowns. You could have water pump issues. The water pump circulates coolant throughout the engine. A malfunctioning water pump due to a faulty seal or bearing can lead to coolant leaks. To determine if your water pump is faulty or not working, there are a few signs to watch for. First, keep an eye out for any coolant leaks originating from the water pump area. Inspect the pump for visible signs of corrosion or damage. Pay attention to the temperature gauge on your dashboard, as an overheating engine could be an indication of a malfunctioning water pump. Listen for any unusual noises, such as grinding or whining sounds, coming from the water pump area. It's worth noting that water pumps are relatively affordable compared to other car components. If you suspect a faulty water pump, it's wise to have it inspected by a professional mechanic to diagnose the issue accurately and address it promptly. Take a second to like and subscribe if you like this video so far. Leaky gaskets. Head gasket or intake manifold gasket leaks can cause coolant to escape. Keep an eye out for any signs of coolant mixing with the engine oil or white smoke coming from the exhaust. Spotting a leak in the head gasket or intake manifold requires careful observation and professional inspection. Look for white smoke coming from the exhaust, coolant mixing with the engine oil, or a sweet smell in the cabin, as these can be signs of a leak. Keep an eye on the temperature gauge for any unusual fluctuations or overheating. Note that repairing a head gasket or intake manifold can be a complex and costly process. Once more people, it's recommended to consult a car mechanic who can perform a thorough inspection and diagnose the issue accurately. They will provide expert advice and necessary repairs to prevent further damage. A leak in the heater core. The heater core is a small metallic box located inside the dashboard that can cause coolant to seep into the vehicle's interior. Look for dampness or a sweet smell inside the cabin. The tip tends to be burnt out when it fails. The leak can also come from your coolant overflow tank. It's a plastic container that some cars have easy access to. Check the coolant overflow tank for cracks or leaks. A damaged tank can cause coolant to escape, leading to a drop in coolant levels. Keep in mind that it could be several of these issues at the same time. They sometimes come together, in which case you should probably get an estimation and evaluate if it's even worth it. When facing expensive repairs, it's important to assess whether it's worth the investment based on the car's value at the moment, purchase price, and the car's overall condition. Consider the current market value of your car and compare it to the repair costs. If the repairs exceed the car's value or what you paid for it, it might be wise to reconsider. Evaluate the overall condition of the vehicle as well. If it has additional maintenance needs or shows signs of significant wear and tear, it might be more practical to explore other options. Again, consulting a trusted mechanic or conducting a thorough cost-benefit analysis can help you make an informed decision on whether paying for the repairs is worthwhile or if it's more reasonable to explore alternative solutions. And there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching and allowing me to share this information with you, and for watching all the way to the end. Check out this next video in our Did You Know playlist. Give us a like if you learned anything. Leave a comment to share your upsetting road stories with us. Until next time, drive safe. This was CarSimply.